Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I am back with another process video for you guys. I'm using the new Faith Art box from Creative Retreat Kits. This is Perpetually Enough for the month of March. I will have everything linked down below for you guys, as well as the playlist that has the other team members' videos and all that goodness will be down below. So just like past months, I'm gonna go ahead and start out in my growth book. I've really been enjoying using this as a place to collect all the reflection questions, answer them all at once, and just have them in one spot that I can refer back to. And it's making it so that I'm intentional about answering these questions specifically. And so I've already gone ahead and cut those out of the devotional card there. I'm going to be using a mixture of the kit stickers and stamps and things like that, as well as the printables. You've seen me do that time and time again. I like to mix and match both of them. I did really love this journaling card with the diamond and the florals, and so I kind of wanted to take inspiration from this. So I pulled out this stencil. This is an older stencil from Creative Retreat Kits. It's sold in a 3-pack, so you get this one and a wonky heart and crosses. So I'm going to be kind of pulling this in today as well. I'm going to do some watercolor stamping, keeping it very simple. I'm only going to work on one page. Typically I do a 2-page spread, but this month's kind of busy. We've got Lent. I have a lot of other studies going. I've already kind of studied on this topic before, and so I don't think I'm going to need 2 pages to journal out all my thoughts. So I'm just going to stick to one side. I did pull out this stamp set. I'm going to use this little floral piece here, so I will have that linked down below for you guys. And it should go pretty quick and easy, because again, this is just about answering those reflection questions. So let me go ahead. I'll put you guys on fast forward, and we'll put together this page in my growth book. All right, so I have this floral piece was from the printables. I cut that out, and then I'm going to layer it with this lamb stamp. I just feel like I have to use that. If I don't use it now, I may not get it down in my little Bible, and so we're going to go for it. And I'm going to do kind of a no-line watercoloring type technique here. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. It's spring, and she is allergic to all kinds of things, and she keeps itching and panting, and we're just going to ignore that. So I'm inking this stamp up with some Distress Oxide inks. I've done this technique before with watercolor brush markers, but I wanted to show you an alternative. So I'm using some antique linen, and then I'm also going in with some, I believe it's going to be shabby shutters. And I'm not too worried about it being perfect. You'll see I'm kind of carefully using like the corner and the edge of the stamp pad. Luckily, this stamp is nice and big and fairly easy to ink up this way. If it was a more detailed, multicolored image, this probably wouldn't be the best way to do this. But since I only need, a couple of colors and it's pretty big, I can go in there pretty rough. So I am going to spritz that with just a little bit of water to get things kind of moving. And then I will stamp that down. And you can leave it just like that, as is. I did go ahead and ink up the grass portion of that stamp and just kind of extended it across the page. And then now I'm going in with some Neocolor 2 crayons, and I'm just going to add some dimension and color. I didn't write down the colors that I used. I just grabbed a variety of Neocolor 2s. This is kind of like, this might be beige. It's kind of a beige. It's like a gray brown going into the shadowy areas. And that stamp is like prepared for you. So the lines are there where the shadow areas would be on the lamb. So I'm adding that beige color to those lined areas. And then I did go ahead and kind of smush the lid of my antique linen, picked up a little bit of that ink and filled in the rest of the lamb. But you didn't even really need to do this. But then it was starting to feel a little washed out. So I'm going back in with a darker gray to kind of intensify the shadowy areas, add a little bit of gray to the eye. I'll come back in and deepen up the eye, and I'll come back in and add some other colors here and kind of fuss with it in a second. But I'm going to move on to layering this floral strip along the bottom. This would also be really pretty printed on clear sticker paper. I had already printed it on cardstock for my unboxing video, so I just went ahead and used what I had. And it layers over the stamping, I think, a little better than a clear sticker would, but you could do a clear sticker as well. I'm also going in and adding just a little bit of pink. That way that lamb is not too flat. You needed a little bit more color in there, deepening up the eye. And you can see it's kind of fussing. This page ended up not being super quick like I thought it was going to be. Once I get to watercoloring, even if it's watercoloring with crayons or inks or whatever it is, I kind of take forever. And that's I see a lot of questions about watercolor technique, why your watercolor isn't turning out the way that you want it. Layers are the key with watercolor. So you lay down a layer of color, move on to something else, come back to it, add some more detail, move on to something else, come back to it, add some more detail or some more wash of color. So it's just building up layers with the watercolor is going to give you the dimension and really kind of fill things out to kind of your liking, I think, if you just spend a little bit more time. So moving on to the title up here, that large floral cluster is from the printable. And then I'm trying to mimic the style of the title on the devotional card. Perpetually was typed out and then Enough was super scripty. So I'm trying to mix and match the stickers and it just was not lining up right. That printable Enough piece just wouldn't fit right. So I went through my alpha stickers and found this older set of alphas from Creative Retreat that was like the perfect color green. I'm sure it's already listed in the listing for you guys with the rest of these products over in the shop. Danielle's pretty good about doing that, giving you guys some other options for stickers and things that coordinate with the current release, and spelled out the title there at the top. Now I'm going to start working on the questions. So you could write these, you could type them. I just cut them out. It does not have to be anything fancy. So I just cut them out of the devotional content. And I do note, Danielle, if you're watching, I like when the number is kind of separated from the text. That way I can cut the number off easier, if that makes sense. Then I can put my own number in there if I want to. Just my little personal preference. It worked out with this one. I could just cut off the numbers and I'll add kind of a decorative number here in a second. But here is where I'm going to create those diamond shapes from that journaling card. And so I'm starting with the frontmost image, which is going to be the leaf or the flower, whatever decorative element's going to be on there. And then I'm going to go in with that stencil and I'm only going to draw out the diamond like around the leaf. You'll see I didn't completely fill in the diamond. I made it look like that leaf is layered over the top of the diamond. And I did use a gold metallic gel pen to just trace out that diamond shape. And then I used some Neocolor 2 crayons to paint in that leaf. And that leaf is from this kit's stamp set. And I'm going to do every other. So every other question is not going to have a decorative element on the diamond. It's going to be just the diamond and the number. This one here, I pulled out that flower from an older stamp set. I stamped it in the new Saltwater Taffy Distress Oxide color. And then I'm filling it in with some Neocolor 2s. Again, I did not write down the colors. I think it's like salmon pink, olive, light olive. I think those are the colors that I used. But same thing, I stamped the flower, drew in some leaves, and then I went in with the diamond stencil kind of around the floral. The nice thing about the growth book is it has those dots in the background so I can keep everything kind of lined up and straight and spaced out easier. That's not necessary, but that's just what I like to do. And then the kit comes with 4 different colors of stickers. And this month they do come with alphas and numbers. So I just kind of mixed and matched the different colors of the numbers and numbered out the questions. And here's what I mean about how I like to cut off the numbers from the printed cardstock and use my own numbers. It's just a fun way to bring some color, use the stickers. It's just what I like. So again, you can see layering. I'm going back in and building up color. You'll see I touch and revisit things that I stamped, a couple minutes ago. As things dry, I'm just continuously layering up, adding colors until I get it to, the effect that I'm wanting. So now I'm going to pull in a little bit more gold to go in with those gold diamonds. So I'm just using some gold acrylic ink. I'm going to just splatter that around just a little bit. Again, this is really just, a place for me to write. So I don't want to get too much going on here or it's going to be difficult for me to write my answers to these questions. But it wasn't quite working watered down. So I'm just going directly into the bottle and splattering those. You'll see I even go in and make some of the little splatters a little bigger. So don't be afraid to do that. So at this point, I just, I really love the stamps. I really love the kit this month, and I just needed all the things on this page. So I wanted to use the Lamb of God stamps. So I pulled out, again, that saltwater taffy. Nope, I lied. That's not saltwater taffy. That is worn lipstick pink that I'm using there. Saltwater taffy is a little bit brighter pink. And then I used Rustic Wilderness of. Stamp that out. And then I'm going to squeeze in this teeny tiny little He Is Enough. This is such a cute little stamp. I'm going to just tuck it right in there. And there you go. I try to get as much as I could on this page and still have room to answer the reflection questions. So there's a look at the finished page. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below for me. Check out the description box for links to everything that I mentioned today. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.